Yeah, so hi guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry, and I want to welcome you to or back to my channel, Sunset Songs. Guys, if you have come to watch this video, obviously you have come to get my review or to hear a little bit of information about the McDonald's collector's meal. But when it comes to my channel, I'm going to give you the review here in just a little bit, and basically it's not really a big difference. There's nothing really special in this meal, but then again, I guess it is special because when you think about a collector's meal, or you think about collecting and you think about McDonald's, that makes me go back to when I was a kid. I'm not going to give away age or anything like that, but you see, right, this is the bag here that the collector's meal actually came in. And you see the year 1989 on it. Now, again, I'm not going to give away age or anything like that, but I just remember being, growing up, how different it was to go to McDonald's than, you know, what it is today. But we're not going to focus on anything negative, guys, because let me go ahead and tell you, you came to get the review about this meal. But my channel, Sunset Songs, is all about my personal journey with the law of attraction. You may already know what the law of attraction is about. The law of attraction is basically attracting, what I'm going to say, attracting the things that you want into your life. If you are thinking and doing positive things, which, you know, that's my idea here, then you would be attracting positive things, saying positive things, all that. You're attracting the positive. With negative thoughts, negative actions, hanging out with negative people. And let's think about all the fun friends at McDonald's. Back in the day, there was Ronald McDonald that had red hair. You've got Grimace. You had the Hamburglar. Oh man, through the years, the toys. Oh, there was California Raisins, things like that. Things were happy, and if you put all these people together, it would probably be a happy little group. So we're trying to stay positive here. And again, my channel, Sunset Songs, is all about being positive. Now, some people say that the law of attraction has to do with witchcraft. That's a whole other video. We're not even going to go into that, really. I'm not going to lie. Maybe I do work with salt or herbs or whatever, spices, whatever, try to collect or bring the positive into my life. But that's a whole other video. And when I think about that, I think about salt, because salt is a very protective thing when it comes to, well, that's a whole other idea. Salt is protective. That's a whole other video. If you're interested in things like that, like crystals, salt, tarot cards, anything like that, talking about the law of attraction, the debate, whatever, then that's another video. Then you might want to click and subscribe and come back for that. And I am doing a lot of talking, guys. I apologize. I am a Gemini, and Gemini is the twins. I apologize. But anyhow, guys, the collector's meal makes me think back to like the 80s, and a Happy Meal. You know, the original meal is a Happy Meal, and we're trying to be happy here. And another thing that I want to go ahead and put out here, this is turning out to be a little bit of a longer video. Guys, I'm actually making this video in the park. I'm making this video in the park. I have my grandmother along with me. I think she's actually getting, yeah. I had my grandmother here with me growing up, and so on and so forth. I remember going to McDonald's with my grandmother, taking me to McDonald's, taking myself, and my brother to McDonald's, and us playing around and saying crazy stuff like, you know, trying to suck our stomachs in. And this is real talk. Trying to suck our stomachs in, acting like we were like starving. We were trying to act like we were starving because we wanted to go and get a Happy Meal. And of course, being adults, you know, they knew what was up, whatever. And either they took us to get the McDonald's Happy Meal or they didn't. But anyhow, these are just memories and things that I had growing up with my grandmother. Today, I took her. I'm making this video in the park. It's a beautiful day, isn't it, Grandma?
A beautiful day.
A beautiful day. And what do you always say about a beautiful day? About the sun?
There ain't no cloud in the sky.
There's not a cloud in the sky. And I wanted to bring my grandma to the park today because, you know, before long, we're not going to have beautiful days like this, or we will. September's not that bad. There's a bit of a change. There's a bit of a change that comes about with September. But again, I wanted to bring her to the park so she could have fun in the sun and see the trees and get the fresh air and so on and so forth. And with doing that, again, this video is turning out to be longer than I thought. Guys, I thought that I would go ahead and take her out for a meal. I thought it would be kind of fun to go ahead and go to McDonald's and get the collector's meal, because it kind of brings me back to the 80s and things like that, and growing up, and how as a kid my grandmother would take me to McDonald's to get the Happy Meal. And why wouldn't you want a meal that's called a Happy Meal? But anyhow, guys, I'm going to jump into this, and I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize again for the fact that I should have gone ahead and jumped into what is in the collector's meal, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now what is in this meal. In the collector's meal at McDonald's, if you go there during lunchtime, you would get, and you might hear the ice. My grandma's drinking her Dr. Pepper. Usually when she goes to McDonald's, she likes to get a large Dr. Pepper. So she got a large Dr. Pepper. I got a large Diet Coke. Yeah, and we're just happy here in the park. So anyhow,
and I'm happy out here in the park.
Out here in the park. That's my grandmother. I love bringing my grandma to the park, whatever, making her happy the way that she made me happy growing up. It makes me feel good to return the favor and make her happy, me being an adult now. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and read what you can get in the collector's meal at McDonald's. If you go to McDonald's during lunch and you ordered the collector's meal, you would get a 10-piece, you would have the choice, you would choose between a 10-piece chicken nugget, or you could get a Big Mac along with fries and a drink. Again, I've already told you my drink, what I got to drink, what my grandmother got, and what makes us happy, because this kind of puts me in mind of a Happy Meal. But if you went during the daytime, I shouldn't say daytime, if you went in the morning, and you got breakfast and you wanted to order the collector's meal, then you would get a sausage and egg sandwich, you would get hash browns, and you would get a hot coffee. But again, I've already just read to you what you could get for breakfast, or what you could get for lunch and, I guess dinner as well. But anyhow, basically there's nothing really different to this meal. I will go ahead and say, when it comes to a Big Mac, I don't know how many people, haven't had a Big Mac, or you haven't had McDonald's fries, or you haven't had a large drink, but that's basically what comes in the meal. And I think they're just kind of putting out the idea of taking you back to, this bag here says 1989, and they just have some of the original characters, so on, from the meals and things in 1989. Now, my channel, Sunset Songs, is all about the law of attraction, again, where I talk about things like the elements of earth and all the elements, whatever. And I'm going to go ahead and show right here that there is a happy little tree here. Happy little tree here. He's got eyes, and that also makes me think about a family tree. And I'm just having fun with my grandmother here in the park. Making memories. So anyhow, guys, my channel, I've told you about the meal. Again, there's no big difference in this meal. I know that a while back, not too long ago, they had I think it was called the Grandma's McFlurry or something. I think it was something like the Grandma's McFlurry. Now, I didn't get a chance to bring my grandmother to get that McFlurry. But not too long ago, I think it was about a year ago. Now, right now, this is the collector's meal. but maybe about a year ago, they had a meal that was called the Cardi B, I'm sorry, I apologize, the Cardi B and Offset meal. And basically, you know who Cardi B is, she was dating Offset, whatever. So they made it a little bit of a meal, and I do believe it may have been around about Valentine's. So it was like a little bit of a Valentine's meal. When that came out, I brought my grandma to the park. It was at that point in February, I believe it was, Valentine's, all that. I laid out things that had to do with Valentine's Day, hearts, that kind of thing. And basically I was saying that I was bringing my Valentine, who was basically my grandmother, to the park. She was my Valentine, and I brought her to the park because at that point in February, we were having beautiful weather. That day, it was a beautiful day when we came to the park, and we made that video. And again, I love to bring my grandma to the park. That's something that we do together. She loves to come to the park, and it's something we really enjoy. Growing up, I may have been a little bit weird, I don't know, but I always loved spending time with my grandmother. My friends and all that, I had those, but I was about family as well, and I love spending time with my grandmother as the way I still do today, and it makes me happy. But guys, again, it was the Cardi B and Offset meal. We enjoyed that meal, had a fun time, whatever. But guys, I want you to think back to maybe 1989. I should have said this in the very beginning of the video, but I didn't want to get away. I wanted to share what the collector's meal was about, because most likely that may have been what you came to get the review of. But my channel, Sunset Songs, obviously I say something about a song. And when I say Sunset Songs, guys, basically it's all about the music that plays in your heart, what makes you happy. You could play something sad, and that would make you sad. Sometimes maybe you want to feel that feeling. You want to be, maybe you broke up with somebody. I just talked about, love. Love doesn't always work out. Sometimes you break up. So you may want to play a sad song, a sad love song. But if you want to be happy, then you may want to stay on that frequency of being happy and playing happy music that may be love songs and all that. And I'm happy right now because I just saw somebody ride right by here in the park, where their tag actually has my birth date as a number, like an angel number. Guys, you'll have to come back and watch my channel if you don't know what an angel number is. But I just saw my birthday come to me as an angel number on a license plate. They just pulled up in the park here. Again, I'm making my video in the park, and to me that's basically, I'm talking about a happy meal. That's basically like the universe saying happy birthday to me, or be happy, or remember your mission, whatever. So I'm feeling good right now. But guys, if you think back, if you could leave in the comments, if you have a song that's playing right now in your heart, or that you're thinking of right now, you could leave that in the comments. I would really appreciate that. But again, my channel is called Sunset Songs. And again, music can make you happy. And that's what we're trying to do right now. If you would think back to the 80s, instead of it being a Cardi B and Offset meal, back in the 80s, there were other people that were on the radio at that time. There were other people on the radio. Someone that was really popular in the 80s, she was on the radio stations. She was very, she kind of opened the doorway for you can see my hand right here, I'm African American. For African American women, so on and so forth. You may think about Michael Jackson. He was one of the ones that opened the door when you think about African American, like, men. But a popular singer in the 80s was Whitney Houston. So if you think back to the 80s, instead of thinking about right now, Cardi B, Offset, the music that's on the radio right now, if you thought back to the 80s, a popular person on the radio was definitely Whitney Houston. And a song that she, if you could leave in the comments a song that you like by Whitney Houston, I would really appreciate that as well. The most popular song that I can think of by Whitney Houston, and I try to here and there kind of come up with a song that I call the Sunset Song for each video that I make. Sometimes I fail to do that, but anyhow, I came up with one for today. This has nothing to do with McDonald's. This is just my channel, Sunset Songs. And the sunset song that I chose for today, since I'm talking a little bit about Whitney Houston, is actually a song that she had in the 80s, and it was called I Want to Dance with Somebody. And I've got it written on this paper here. And I want to dance with somebody who loves me. And again, you see I've got it written out in kind of a different way. Guys, I usually do paperwork. Again, I am in my car, so it's a little bit, it's not as, I don't have everything set up the way I normally like to set up, make things real pretty. But again, this is a day in the park with my grandmother. I'm trying to make her happy, and it's a happy meal and whatever. So I hope that you like the way I got things laid out in this particular video. I've got the stuff that, you know, for the collector's meal. I will show, with the meal also, it comes with 2 cups, or it comes with a cup. And being that it was myself and my grandmother, 2 people, I got 2 cups. I got 2 cups, one for her and one for myself. But again, guys, this is the song that I chose as the sunset song. This sunset song, again, is by Whitney Houston. The song came out in 1987. I thought I would include this because, again, Happy Meals were a big thing in the 80s and that type of thing. And again, if you thought back to the radio, what was playing on the radio back in the 80s, a voice that you heard a lot. Here's one of my shirts, guys. I have a tendency, I call myself Shadow Girl. I don't appear in my videos right now. I go by Shadow Girl, and that has to do with, I believe, the idea that I have to do something called shadow work. Again, guys, if you want to hear more about shadow work, things that have to do with the law of attraction, happiness, even sadness, whatever, it's all about the journey, then I would ask you to go ahead and click and subscribe, share, like, comment, all that. But this is actually one of my shirts. I have like items, my own personal items that kind of show up in my videos, because I don't show up. You've seen my hands, things like that. But you will, in my videos, you often see my personal items, shirts, clothes. You can see a pair of jeans. You can see rings. You can see my makeup, whatever. But right now, you're actually looking at a shirt. And it's a shirt of Whitney Houston. And you see Whitney. Whitney, of course, is deceased now. But you see the shirt. It says, I Want to Dance with Somebody. That was one of her more popular songs. Now, I had actually thought of another song by Whitney today. But that's not the song that's on the shirt. I was actually thinking of a song that she had back in the day. It was called Love Will Save the Day. I love that song. It's real upbeat. And it's talking about love, and it's talking about life and how there's ups and downs and all that. But, you know, sometimes if you're feeling in love or whatever like that, it makes you feel good. It saves the day. So, but guys, one more thing that I want to say before I get ready to shut this video off. I'm looking over here at my grandmother. She's looking around at the park. She loves coming to the park. My grandmother loves, there's a movie, there's the Bobby Brown story. Whitney Houston, most of you know, especially if you're like an old head, I'll say an old head, or you're older, you know that another person that was very popular back in the 80s, early 90s, that type of thing, was Whitney. Whitney was married to Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown. Now I'm thinking about, those are cars riding by. I'm thinking about the meal last year, what was it, the Offset and Cardi B meal. Offset and Cardi B. Before there was Offset and Cardi B, there was Whitney Houston and Bobby B, which was Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown was like a bad boy, and Whitney Houston was a real good girl. She was a good girl. At least that's the way they made her to look on the album covers, all that. They made her look like, you know, the sunshine, the you know, a princess or whatever. But, and she had a beautiful voice. She was a beautiful woman. But if you knew the behind the scene stories about Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown was a bad boy. He was a bad boy. The performing and the things that he did, he's still living, and don't let me say did, because, you know, now I think he's got like food and things that maybe that's another story. But Whitney Houston was like, you know, the nice girl next door, whatever, and she sang beautiful music. She had, you know, one of the most beautiful voices, angelic voices you could come up with. She was really blessed. What could I compare her to? Like a mockingbird, or a hummingbird, or I don't know, a songbird, or I don't know, morning glory. I don't know, but it was beautiful, her voice, when she would sing. And it just so happened that this good girl that really was from Newark, New Jersey, she grew up in a rough area, whatever, but she grew up in like a gospel Family. I think Dionne Warwick was maybe her aunt, maybe. I think there was some religious, she had a religious background, singing like the choir, all that. But she was a bit of a bad girl. You thought she was such, you know, but she was a bad girl. You know, a bad girl. She got into things later on in life, drugs, all that, and Bobby Brown was in it as well. Guys, you'll have to watch the Bobby Brown and the Bobby Brown story. And then, of course, there was Whitney had a story as well, that came on, I think it was BET. And then they, later on, of course, they had a child, and guys, most of you know this, Bobby Brown, Whitney had little Bobby Christina. Bobby Christina, of course, died. That's a whole other story, very sad story, to such a happy, something that began in such, you know, a happy, it was a beautiful union. I mean, these were performers, whatever, Sunset Songs, these were performers, top level performers, and then the way their lives just carried out to be. It's a whole other story. You might want to go and watch that. My grandmother loves the Bobby Brown story. And I just got to share this because Bobby Brown and all that, back when he was popular, real popular on the radio and everything, my grandmother was, you know, this church-going woman, whatever. She didn't even know anything about Bobby Brown. But she watched the Bobby Brown story one time, and there was just something about it that she liked. And now I try to play her Bobby Brown's music. I try to play a little bit of Whitney Houston music and see if she knows who they are. She loves the movie. Now, do you know the music, whatever. But again, Grandma, didn't you love the Bobby Brown story?
Oh, I love it.
She loves the Bobby Brown story, so you might want to go and watch it. But again, Cardi B, there is Offset and Cardi B. Back in the day, guys, it was Whitney Houston and Bobby B, and that is Bobby Brown. So, guys, the video has turned out to be a little bit longer than what I thought. But again, guys, I hope that you realize that I didn't make the video too long, whatever, but it's just been a beautiful day. I took my grandmother to the doctor. After she goes to the doctor, a lot of times she likes to go ahead and stay out and just, hey, let's go to the park. So we made it a day in the park, and we're just enjoying the weather before things start to change. Because, you know, I'll say that my channel, Sunset Songs, we try to be positive, of course, but there's ups and downs, and you have to go through the changes, and, you know, hopefully the changes are leading us to the lives that we desire. But you got to roll with the changes. And again, I'll say, to close this video out, why did I make this video as well? It was about music. My channel's called Sunset Songs. This was about music. This was about being happy. There is a happy meal. And guys, also, whenever your journey in life, guys, sometimes you get hungry and you have to slow down and you have to get something to eat. So why not get something that's kind of like a happy meal? And guys, this is going to be the conclusion to my video about this meal, the collector's meal from McDonald's. Grandma, did you enjoy your meal?
Yes, I did.
Okay, guys, so that makes me happy, and this was a happy meal. Go ahead, guys, and go and try the meal. Get a happy meal. Have some fun, and yeah. Guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry and my grandmother. Grandma, say, take care.
Take care.
Okay, that's my grandma. This is Shadow Girl and my grandmother. Hope you're having a blessed day.
Amen.
Take care. Thanks so much for watching.